I think it's time we go for a test drive in this Maserati Ghibli Ultima to see if it's still worth the money in the 2024 model year. I don't have any complaints. What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rides. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video here at Maserati Daytona Beach with the 2024 Maserati Ghibli Ultima. Now, this is actually pretty heavily optioned for Ultima. Remember, the Ultima is the last iterations of the Maserati Ghibli. And with that said, Maserati limited the options to like 5 paint colors, 1 interior option, 2 or 3 wheel options, stuff like that. And really, this one is the most expensive one I've seen when it comes to the Modena flavor. Remember that for the 2024 model year, we get Modenas and we get the 334 Ultima, which is the highest level V8, Ferrari derived V8. We've done a video on that one, but those are very limited to just around 62 or 63 that came here to the States, 103 worldwide. So you're gonna see a lot of Ultimas for the 2024 model year, and so we have, but we haven't seen one with all these options on it before because, again, I think this is pretty maxed out for the Ultimas, which means this could be the most expensive Ultima you can get in the 2024 model year. And we're just gonna test drive it and try to have some fun with it, see if this is worth what we're paying for the 2024 model year, to see if people for the last iteration of the Maserati Ghibli will still appreciate it and enjoy it on its way out. So with that said, let's take this thing for a spin. Now, biggest shout out to Maserati Daytona Beach for letting me take a spin around and with this 2024 Ghibli Ultima. If you guys want to get this vehicle or any other cars they have here on the lot, make sure you guys check the link in the description for their website, phone number, give them a call, get this thing out of here in your driveway today. So let's do a quick spin around this Ghibli to see what we're working with for the 2024 model year, because when you mention dimensions, you're looking at a wheelbase of 118 inches flat with a length of 195.7 inches and a width with 76.6 inches and a height of 57.5 inches with a total curb weight of 4,715 pounds. Now, when it comes to cargo, we're looking at around 13 cubic feet of space. And as you guys will see, we have a 60-40 split. When it comes to the rear back here, we have some accessories back here as well. If you guys don't know, this is a part of a kit we will go over in the sticker breakdown, where we have the net, mat, umbrella, and everything like that. And then you lift this up and your spare tire will be under here with your jack. You also have your tire inflate kit, and the battery is stowed away underneath there. So all good practical things when it comes to the Maserati Ghibli. Now, let's talk about fuel economy, because fuel economy is important, right? And with a twin turbo V6, you're going to be looking to shell out a combined city and highway of 19 miles per gallon with a city of 16 and a highway of 24 miles per gallon. Premium fuel only in this thing. Now, what we're looking at here, well, it is a twin turbo 3-liter V6, the same one we've had in the Maserati Ghibli for years now, since 2021, when they put the blue shield here and gave us a little bit of extra from the 345 horsepower base Ghibli. Now, keep in mind that this is a Q4, which means all-wheel drive, all right, and 8-speed ZF transmission to pair along with this. So when you talk about this 4-passenger sedan, well, you're talking about something that's going to give you something special when it comes to the exhaust note and when it comes to the powertrain. So, Ferrari derived engine, as I mentioned, with 424 horsepower and 428 pound-feet of torque. Now, how does that all translate when it comes to the engine? Well, we're talking about performance at around 4.5 seconds for this Q4 for 0 to 60, with a 0 to 100 mile per hour time in 11.8 seconds and a quarter mile in 13.2 seconds with a top speed of around 178 miles per hour. We should probably hear how all of that sounds, right? Now let's talk about this spec here, because it's beautiful in Nero Assoluto, which is basically the most diverse black paint you're gonna get. Same with Volcano Black from Alfa Romeo, where you guys will see the metallic flake shows so many different colors. And obviously, I have the best view in the world being in Florida with this natural sun all the time shining on these cars like this. It shows them off in their best spec. Now, as you guys will see, we have full LED matrix headlamps. As you guys will see, the running light, which is actually the turn signal as well. You can see the switchback LEDs flash. You will see the HID, or not HID, that's the old one, the LED headlamp right there as well with the reflector here. Maserati script here as well. And these are a darkened flavor. You'll see that is an option to have these darkened in the sticker breakdown. You'll see that as well. We also have a Nerissimo pack on here as well. We'll add a couple of black trim pieces too. Mesh grill, as you guys will see, for that honeycomb flavor there. The gloss black right here on the side blades. The blacked out vertical grill, the big trident here, level 2 ADAS there, and the Maserati script right there with the black lip. Take a step back, look at it, because that is the front fascia of this Ghibli Ultima Q4. Now, with that said, 21-inch titanium wheels done in gloss black, and they are wrapped in Pirelli P0 tires, summer tires, keeping it sticky, and these are actually so good. I love this wheel setup, and as you guys will see in our test drive, well, they're gonna hold me to the road with this Q4 intelligent system. Now, you will see red brake calipers with white Maserati script because we have the Brembo brake set up there and the drilled rotors to go along with it. You will see the Modena badging right here on the front fender, and that will show you guys that we're dealing with that middle spec trim. But then we also have the portholes right here as well. Tri-portholes, functional Maserati as we know it, and they're darkened as well. We have gloss black for the mirror caps because of the Nerissimo package, gloss black for the window moldings because of the Nerissimo package, and the handles are actually done in the same flavor as the car, which is at Nero Assoluto. You guys will see we have a sunroof up top as well, and we also have the shark fin antenna with the black Maserati Trident because of the Nerissimo package. All right, so that blackout package is going to give us a lot. Now for the back, I wanted to flip it around so you can get that light again to show it off and shine in the rear. But getting to the rear, the Nerissimo pack is going to darken a couple of things. It's going to darken the Maserati script here with the strike through underneath there, so it's not a bright chrome. Same with the Q4 badge, letting you know it's all-wheel drive, and the Ghibli badge is also darkened as well with the tail lamps with the boomerang look and the clear in the center. You can see the reflector there, the LED there, and the fog lamp that's illuminated right there in the center. You guys will also see we have the exhaust tips done here, but they're actually in chrome. I would think that the Nerissimo pack could turn that black. If that turned out black, perfect spec. Then you have the rear diffuser done in black as well. Take a step back, look at it on. Again, it's what you're used to when it comes to the Ghibli. Now, real quick, we'll go over the rear and then we'll hop up front. But as you guys can see, we're gonna have this in the rear looking exactly how it looks up front with the perforated leather done in Nero, sports seats, and the Rosso stitching with the Trident embroidered in the headrest as well. This is going to be the same look up front, same even on the door paneling where you have the upper leathers, the Rosso stitching, you have the carbon fiber macro twill trim, you have aluminum right here for the door handle and trim piece, Harman Kardon speakers here as well, you have leather all throughout. You even have Nero stitching as well with the Rosso stitching. And then you guys will see on the back of the sports seat that's up front, you guys will also have your cargo net. You will have heated seats here in the rear with your HVAC controls, and you have the buttons for the vent shade here where I can raise that as well. Now you will see that we have right here armrest, we have the cup holders there, and then we have extra storage right here in the middle as well. So then keeping that in mind, going up front, it's the exact same thing. Look at the door paneling. All right, same leathers, same stitchings, same carbon fiber, same Harman Kardon sound system as you guys can see. Maserati side sill done in aluminum. Would have loved to see the aluminum pedals there, but we got rubber. Our seat adjustments done in the bright, kind of want to say aluminum look. And then you have the big sports seats, as you guys will see. There's perforated leather, the stitching in the headrest as well there. Also, you guys will see the soft touches for the headliner, and you see the big sunroof. Now let's hop inside of this thing and see what this is all about. So hopping inside, now we are in the Ghibli we know and love. All right, so quick run through because you guys know this car and we've done a few Ultimas. And again, it's a lot of the same Ghibli. Let me turn this air down. It's a lot of the same Ghibli, but just some standard options with a couple, like very slim amount of actual additional options. So they're really the only additional options you're gonna see here inside of this. Well, it's the carbon fiber trim, macro twill. I always have a problem saying that, but I got it that time. Macro twill trim for the carbon fiber setup. All right, this option for the red and everything and the black, this is the only option you're gonna see on the Ultima. Every Ultima comes in this leather and stitching spec. All right, so there is no option there. Other than that, same things with the round steering wheel done in leather, perforated, aluminum paddle shifters, the Trident right there, our driver assistance right here, and then our hands-free controls there, as well as our menu controls for our TFT screen, analog dials as we know it. We have our radio controls in the back, lighting controls over here on the side, and our start-stop button right here in the side. We also have our 10.1 inch screen right here with Android system, but this is called MIA, Maserati Intelligent Assistant, which is in all Stellantis products right now, and it's been in this model I think since 2021. So we know this very well, and obviously we've gone through this, but I wanted to show you two things: the surround view camera, because that's important, right? So you do have that as well, and then you also have the rear shade where I can raise and lower that as well from the buttons here. So a couple things like that to keep in mind, but we know this system very well. Driver profiles, you can do the Hey Maserati wake up word, you can do all kinds of things on this, and it's very intuitive. Touchscreen is wonderful, very responsive. We know that system very well. Analog clock, you see the leather up top on the dash with the Rosso stitching, and you have the aluminum on the glove box here, big glove box there, and then you also have dual zone climate control. Underneath, you have a wireless charger right here. All right, you also have USB 2.0 and USB-C in there as well. And then you will see our 2-track system, all right, with our leather shift boot there, and then put that in park there. And then you see the Maserati Trident there, aluminum on the side with the leather, and then traction off button, start, stop, ICE, which is increased efficiency, sport mode, opens up those exhaust valves. We'll talk more about that during the drive. We have our key fob right here. You guys know that key fob very well with the cup holders there. We have our radio controls here in case you want to do a touch screen, and the electric parking brake. Extra storage there, and then the armrest here, split armrest with actual AC. This is really cool. I love this because you can actually trigger that here and let air in here so you can cool your espressos, because Italians, you know, you guys are great. Now with that said, this is all the stuff you guys are used to. I mean, look at up top, you know, your home link stuff and all that as well. I mean, again, this is the Maserati you guys have seen plenty of times before. We're just gonna take this one for a drive. So in the Ghibli, you guys know, if you're new here, you won't know, but I've owned two. And in the Ghibli, it's really easy to drive no matter the mode. So here's what I mean by this is, you got ICE mode, increased efficiency. That's gonna be good for the fuel economy if you're trying to save on some fuel or do like highway driving and cruise control. Put it in ICE mode. Regular normal driving mode, it's regular normal driving mode, bumper bumper traffic. But then if you put it into sport, it's basically, I want to say there's a little bit of throttle response. Okay, you get a little bit more throttle response, but really where you get it is the exhaust note. So just in sport right now, we'll do a quick run in sport. Just sport automatic, foot on the brake, foot on the gas. So that's sport automatic mode, okay, right? Easy, nothing to it. It gives you that nice exhaust note and everything like that, but I'm still in sport. It's smooth, it's tame, it's got a little bit of burble, no big drone behind it. So it does what it needs to do, but it's not like if you were to put it into like race mode like you would for the Giulia Quadrifoglio. Really, that would be, I mean, you can turn off the traction control. You got an individual traction button, which is nice. And then you put it in sport manual. That's where you can really control the throttle and, you know, really control the revs and the driving experience. But like I said, just doing this, okay, and foot on the brake to stop, and then on the gas. It's awesome. I mean, the car lets it go up into its red line, which is about 6.5 RPMs before it shifts. So it does great shifts for you. I guess really the aggressiveness will come from sport manual mode, because I can do that same thing in sport manual, but it feels completely different. So let me put it in sport manual mode and then kind of do the same thing, and then see if you guys can tell the difference just by looking at me and maybe seeing the camera view. But all right, I'll shift down. Now I'm using the paddle, sport manual. It's in my full control. And now, see, there's a little bit of a jerk behind it. Like when you shift, it almost like it kicks you a little bit. Like there's a little punch to it, you know? So it really, I don't know, like I feel like sport mode is still pretty easy, and really you're gonna get the most out of sport manual mode if you really want that great driving experience from this car. Sport mode, it really just kind of blends in like day-to-day driving, but again, you just get that exhaust note, which is important, but at the same time, you know, who's going to be pumping through the gears in sport manual mode all the time? So for me, when I drove my Ghibli, it was normally in sport mode, but I didn't often go into manual mode. So this is not a dig. This is a compliment to saying like you can still get a lot out of it in sport mode, but at the same time, sport manual is, I feel like, where the smiles per mile is going to happen in the Ghibli. You know, by doing what I just did and just, you know, blasting off, but using the paddle shifters at my will and really controlling that driving experience. Because even when you're about to shift, you know when you're about to shift because you're gonna do it. It still feels so good when that shift happens. It feels like you're the conductor of a song, you know, and you're like, like you're controlling it, and it's so satisfactory. Like the satisfactions are satisfactory when you click on that paddle shifter and you're the one to make it just roar. So for example, like that. That I mean, obviously the sound plays a part in the sound it makes, but it's just, I mean, come on. So like I said, you can enjoy this from a day to day like you would normally drive it and pretty chill, you know, or you can do this. And also have your fun as well too. Now I always said that the Levante sounded louder than the Ghibli, and I do still feel like there's like a break-in period with these exhausts, because I feel like fresh off the bat, they don't sound necessarily as loud as I remember them right off the bat. So like when I first got my Ghibli, I felt like it was very loud, and I'm not sure if there's been any restrictions to where over time they sound better, but let me tell you, it sounds great. Don't get me wrong, but I know we can get some more out of this thing. Let's. And it's so Planet. It is so Planet. You can drive this with confidence. There's not one moment where, I mean, obviously if I turn the traction off, then there's a different story. But, you know, obviously with this being an all-wheel drive, you know, it's gonna stick to the road, you know. So obviously turn off the traction will be different. But you guys can see, like, I'm just enjoying this carefree. You know, anybody can get in this thing, rip it up, have some fun. And I think that's what the Ghibli is all about. It was that entry level, welcome to the club Maserati, and I think they did a good job with it. And I don't have any complaints. break down the Maserati Ghibli Modena Ultima Q4 with a Nero Assoluto paint and black and red interior, or Nero and Rosso. Well, we're looking at a total MSRP of $109,500, but after the additional options we have here today, maxing it out, and then the $1195 destination and $300 in preparation delivery, we're looking at a total price of $114,425. Now, with that said, where do we get these options from? What do we have here? We have $400 for the full LED headlamp in the dark finish. The carbon fiber macro 12 trim is $1,600. The Nerissimo pack is $1,100. And you also have where the paint is a standard option, or Mica paint, which is a standard kind of thing where you can just pick it. Well, you also have accessories at $330 for the first aid roadside kit, the luggage compartment mat, the luggage compartment net, and the umbrella. That is it. That is where we are. So really your additional options are a couple of things to flare it up, but this comes pretty loaded up standard. As you guys will see, all the standard options here. Make sure you guys zoom in, screenshot, pinch this all in to see everything that the Ultima comes in the Q4 2024 model year, because with that said, they tried to load it up for the 2044 model year to make everything standard for you guys. So you guys have everything you need here. This is just to dress it up a little bit when it comes to the additional options. So make sure you guys check the link in the description too if you want to check out these cars, get that full list and details. So after that drive, is the Maserati Ghibli a better car in the 2024 model year than it has been in the previous model years? No, not necessarily. The price increase, you see that because you see a lot more standard options on the car. So is it worth the price increase? Well, if you enjoyed the Ghibli before, you'll enjoy it again in the 2024 model year, because it's the same car, with the price increase being that you just get more things standard. Then with this model, you have a few options on it like you normally would on any Ghibli that you would buy with options on it. So really, for the main part, is it worth the money? Again, it's going to be subjective, because if you have the money to pay for a Ghibli and you're looking the Ghibli's way, well, you're going to enjoy it. But with that said, on the outside looking in, can you skip over the Maserati Ghibli Modena? Well, at the same time, with it being on its way out, with this engine, this power plant, the way that you remember the Ghibli, I think it's worth a look in this direction, and I think it's worth your time. But again, maybe I'm a little biased. Who knows? But again, I still have the same fun. I still have the same smiles. I still love the sound and the thrill that the Maserati gives me in the 2024 model year, as I had all the way in 2014 when I bought my first Ghibli here in Daytona. So 10 years later, is the Maserati Ghibli still good? To me, yes, it's gotten better, and it is still the great car that we know and love for the 2024 model year as we know it in the previous years. Would I have liked some more options on the Ghibli for the 2024 model year for the last iterations? Yes, I would have loved to be able to do so much more with this car, instead of giving, 5 paint colors, 1 interior leather, 3 trims, stuff like that. I felt like it should have went out with a little bit more, versus the 334 Ultima. I know that's the big dog, but for the people getting the Modena, I feel like they deserved a little bit more. But you guys let me know what you think down in the comments below. How do you feel about this one on its way out? Drop those comments down below. And if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you guys also check the links in the description if you want to help further support the channel, and subscribe, but click the notification bell so you don't miss one video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.